Right, hello gentlemen, it's 20 minutes until 8 o'clock, and here we are. Not too crazy this week in terms of sales, which could be to our benefit. Basically, with a lot less sales, it's a bit more comforting knowing that there isn't a ridiculous amount of these bought in excess. As you would know, typically the situation is if there's a very, very, very popular skin, it will have loads of sales, and well, yeah, you probably end up much like the Elite Crate hoodie and pants, down 17%, down 15%. Far too many sales in comparison to actual demand. So yeah, and that has other problems, but we don't need to worry about that. We only need to worry about all of these skins. So, gentlemen, we will be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 regular skins that will be marketable when the new Rust or rotation happens. And the prices that we talked about yesterday, because, of course, last night we had our Rust abnormal buy orders. And during all of this, I also discussed prices for the skins the next day, aka right now, the regular skins. And we came up with the best guess that $1 to about $1.40, maybe $1.50 would be perfectly fine for the Dragon Rage crossbow. We would expect it to go below its Rust Door price at some point this year, but around January 2024, wouldn't be a surprise if this went up to about $3 or $4 around January 2024. So that's cool. Copper AR. If we do see a whole lot more copper skins being accepted, whether it's doors, weapons, it looks like it could be helped out. When this was accepted last week, the copper collection did get a whole bunch of purchases, so people are buying out copper. When we do see more stuff, we do see more copper being bought out. Will that contribute to the AK potentially getting bought out as well? Well, number one, this only had... this doesn't even have 11,000 sales. When you look at all of the other recent AKs, which we'll do in just a second, this is looking pretty okay. It's a sleek design, nothing wacky. It's already got a home in terms of there's already a full set of copper clothing and armor here, so it might be all right. And as we know, today there's a potential chance we might see the Copper L96, and next week, or possibly even today, we have boots and gloves potentially on the horizon. So there is potentially some good things with that. However, we have had 5 AK-47 skins accepted over the past 5 Rust or rotations, 5 weeks. Not good. But the thing I wanted to get across to you is this has only got like 10,600 sales, yeah. Well, you know, that only had 7,000, and, well, regardless, down 57, down 47, down 45, down 15, down 47, down 45, down 51. Yeah, AK-47 skins aren't reliable investments, are they? It's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. So, by default, if you want to play extra safe, just do about 80 cents. If you want to push it a little bit more, if you do think with more copper skins potentially being accepted this year that it will do a lot better, maybe push it up to about $1.20, maybe even a little bit more. But I still think 70 cents to 90 cents is going to be the safer option. But again, as I said, if we do see more copper stuff being accepted, with the amount of sales that it has overall, it looks like it could easily go up in price quite steadily as time goes on. So that is a potential positive there, but it's not an easy positive, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another AK being accepted today. Then we've got the construction site bow, has not sold that much, just over 6,000 sales. I did sit here yesterday, and I said, bow skins tend to do pretty bad. If we go by lowest price, scroll up, we can see that the cheapest one right now is $1.07, and then you got $1.09, $1.15, $1.20, $1.20, $1.20. Yeah, you got about like 30, 40 of them are around $1.30-ish. So by default, bows not the best of things to invest into. But this has not had that many sales. It's got transparency, which probably might be useful. And hey, I did make this joke that it takes one guy on TikTok to sit there and say, guys, it's got transparency, we should all buy it. And then everybody starts buying it. So, yeah, this right here. And it, by the way, this does have a crossbow potentially being accepted. So there is a crossbow. This is a collection that is getting continued. This looks like... Let's just put it this way. I don't imagine it's going to be doing super great in the short term. As time goes on, will it do any good? Probably. Again, as I said, the potential of someone sitting there saying, it's got transparency, it could work out well. I think you just want to do 70 cents to maybe $1.10. And that's it, really. Just sitting here with my financial perspective, I just don't think it's going to really hold up that much. As times, when times get bad, and I mean real bad, when we start seeing all the new CSGO content come out and everybody focuses that and everybody puts their money towards that, Rust will start struggling soon. and I wouldn't be surprised if something like this really gets badly hurt by that. So just giving you the heads up there. And then we got chemical burn python, and I talked about this last night, I talked about it last week, and I will talk about it again right now. This only has 4,000 sales. This is looking to be very vulnerable to potentially being manipulated. It's not something that we can, it's not something that we should put put all our chips in for, if you get what I mean. Like, shouldn't bet all your odds with this. It's like, but it is vulnerable, very low amount of sales. And a skin that very recently was the lowest performing skin in terms of sales was the Wasteland Sap. Instantly got bought out. At one point, this was selling for $11. So this only sold 5,400. They had more sales, and it still got manipulated. What I'm saying is, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if this also gets manipulated as well. Maybe it won't happen immediately. Maybe it'll happen at some point in the future. Very likely it could, yes. I'm just pointing this out to you. Keep an eye on this. But in terms of actual genuine demand, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to $1. So that means it's a 70-cent to 90-cent buy order. However, if you think this might get manipulated, maybe you could offer a whole lot more. Maybe that's going to be the play. Maybe that might be the option. If you genuinely think that is looking to be so vulnerable that someone will inevitably attack it, put down a stronger buy order. That's all I can say. But by default, I look at that and I say 70 cents to 90 cents. Based on actual genuine demand. Manipulation isn't genuine demand. It's a pump. It's manipulation. You get the idea. So, yeah, that is my answer for all of the skins. Now we're just going to quickly talk about all of the abnormals that appeared last night. So the hard suit pants and hoodie, well, they got a bit more, they've now pushed up to about $1.90. We've got some extra buy orders here. This is a $1.99 skin that you can buy right now over here in the Rust store. However, these have now got buy orders going all the way up to $1.90. We do know Mr. Shepmon, the creator of this set, has said that he plans to make more pieces. He's pretty much confirmed to us that Tier 3 is on the way. It's going to appear in the next couple days, apparently. So keep an eye on the workshop. So this is in a pretty interesting position. This is in a position where I'm looking at it and thinking, maybe it is a good idea to potentially put some money in and buy some of them. But I also would just sit here and say, well, you know what? You could also just put down like a very strong $1.80 buy order. You might sit there and say, but there's a guy here with 30 at $1.93. Yeah, 30 purchases isn't that big. It's going to disappear very quickly. That would disappear over the course of a few days. If people were generally selling these, that would disappear easily. So if you genuinely want to buy these, you could still put down a very strong buy order. You could do both. You could put down a strong buy order, and then you could make the purchase as well. Think like that. That might be the play. That might be the answer. But yeah, if you were to buy them right now, you've got 48 hours. You can then make the decision whether you want to keep it or not. You get the idea. If you really want to refund. But it's not something I'd advise doing all the time. It's, yeah, that's if you want to play it extra safe, but whatever. So, yep, these have quite a significant amount of extra support. Right now, probably not too bad of an idea to jump in and buy some hard suit hoodie and pants. If you had to buy something right now, I wouldn't hurt if you wanted to. But yeah, this has a potential good future ahead of it. Let's see what happens from here on now. So Toxic Wolf Door, this is a $2.49 skin. It's got buy orders going all the way up to about $1.90, but the bulk of the buy orders ends at $1.50, and that's me right there. Hey, how you doing? So yeah. Doesn't look like it's going to hold up its value. Does not look like it's going to hold up its price, and it doesn't look like it's going to, well, let me put it this way. As time goes on, will this turn around and sell for a much higher price at some point in the future? Again, long term, January 2024, will that potentially sell for a whole lot more money? Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. This did not sell that much. If you go over to here, it only sold like, after everything's said and done, it's going to have around 14,000 in circulation. This is a really cool looking glow-in-the-dark door. I've seen it. We looked at it during the Saturday Skin Showcase. Looked very nice. Personally, I think it would do very nicely in the future, but in the short term, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if it goes below $2 at some point. But hey, when you buy in at the right time and you get them at their cheapest, you make a whole lot more profit, don't you? So we've got to keep an eye on for the rock bottom prices. Now we're going to go over to here, Frog Furnace. Cool looking guy. Is he a pog frog or is he a grumpy frog? Gentlemen, the actual genuine demand ends at around $1.50, $1.60. So this is also a $2.49 deployable. I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest if this goes below its rust or price. Furnaces don't really ever tend to hold up their value. It's an awkward situation, but that's just usually how it is. That's just basically how it is. Why does this happen? I don't know. But will it potentially flip, do a 180 and suddenly become valuable later on in January 2024 time? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Would it hold up its value for a long enough time after that? Probably not. Probably go back down again. Furnaces are weird. When there's loads of people playing, furnace prices go up. And then when people stop playing so much, furnace prices go down. So, yeah, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this does end up selling below $2. Maybe even less than $1.50. We have been getting a pretty decent amount of furnace skins this year, so we've still got a whole lot more to expect. Let's see where it goes from here. But at the moment, just put down a strong buy order. It wouldn't be a surprise if you buy them. Let's put it that way. Then we've got the good boy SMG. Goofy, farting pug, but at the end of the day, people just don't seem that interested. $2.49 skin. Buy orders kind of end at around $1.27, so yeah. That doesn't look like it's going to hold its value. Custom SMGs, not exactly the most used weapon at the moment, so gun demand is also an issue. You get the idea, so yeah, that's not looking like it's going to hold its value. So yeah, a little bit of awkwardness, but hey, you know, it is a calm week compared to what we've seen recently over the past few weeks. This is a whole lot more calmer, not as many sales, but you know what? It's nice to have a little bit of a relaxation after a while, because today, gentlemen, what are we expecting? Well, let me just show you the data. Yes, over to here, we can see all of the scores so far. So scores is done by Steam. It's an amalgamation of view count, votes up, votes down, favourites. You get the idea. Gentlemen, get a good look at this. Look at it. Abyss Furnace. We saw the votes last night. It's got over. It's probably got 2,000 votes upwards now. Probably, yeah. It also had a very high amount of downvotes, but that's just because it's the most seen, most popular skin, obviously, as you can see. So, with a very high amount of votes going up, it had also quite a significant amount going down, but in comparison, the downvotes were nothing compared to the upvotes. So yeah, that's why it has a very high score. The sheet metal door doing very well as well. Loads of people supporting the likes of Comics Tier 2 over Comics Tier for Cosplay Tier 2. So you've seen that long enough. Now I want to show you a second thing, because recently most of the skins that we see in Rust or Rotations have been typical picks. Now, if you don't fully understand that, we have Micro's Hypothesis, which would help you out. I don't have the link on me right now, but I could quickly grab it, because I always link it in my skin checks. Hedge, don't talk. Oh, it stopped at the thumbnail. Perfect. So Micro's Hypothesis is always linked in here. So yes, this video will explain the 3-week time frame where for how we usually expect skins to potentially roll out. Basically, we would normally expect there to be 3 possible weeks, but there is still the potential that we could see an extra late pick, much like what the Frog Furnace was this past week. So, back over to here. What I'm saying is the vast majority of skins over these past few weeks have been skins that we saw in TGG's top picks. So this is the most recent one, and the notable skins out of clothing and armor that I think are in contention for today is Comics Tier 2 versus Frog Cosplay Tier 2. So here we are. This is all of the pre-existing comics clothing and armor that we have, and this is all the pre-existing Frog Cosplay clothing and armor that we have. 140 here, 111 here, and then back to here we got 680, 489, 3,514. Just, you know, it's normal. It's regular quantities, isn't it? So yeah, which will potentially be picked today? I did ask my chat, hey, could we just do a poll real quickly and find out what you believe? And the answer's in. They think neither! So yeah, it's not going to be too much of a surprise if we don't even see any clothing or armor skins being accepted, because that's happened plenty of times in the past, hasn't it? Disappointment and depression. We've gone through that before. But yep, there are all of these skins. There you go, Abyss Furnace right there, and then we got the doors that we'll see in a second. Sheet metal door there as well. There are all of these skins, but which ones will be the ones that potentially be accepted? Well, the vast majority of the skins that we will see today in the Rust Rotation is expected to be skins from this list. So you should always keep an eye out for TGG's new lists and of course the videos that accompany them. Over to here, we're on the Rust main workshop page. Scroll down. We got to keep an eye on the accepted skins list, so we just keep refreshing this every now and then. And when we see the skins change, we go over to here, refresh this, and voila, we'll potentially see new skins on the store. So, gentlemen, is it going to be Comics? Comics. Frog cosplay. Abyss. There's only one other Abyss skin that currently exists, so let's just give that a quick refresh. How much are you selling for at the moment? You're currently selling for $3.75, and someone's just put down 65. I hate people. I really do. Then we've got pizza. Yes, pizza is also something that might potentially see something today, because if we do see the return of early picks, there was actually, I mean, I can just probably show it to you right now. That couldn't hurt. So just go over to here. We recently saw the likes of Pizza Hoodie and Pants being submitted. Again, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. This was submitted this week. There is a chance that we could see this being accepted today immediately. As in, that would be an early pick, because it literally only just came out 3 days ago. So if you want to see more about that, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks, March 14. Very, very nice. So yep, that's looking very nice and very cool. All right, so it's a potential thing that could happen, but there's no guarantees. And the main trend that we've seen recently are typical picks. So that is everything. We've gone through everything. We've gone all through the skins that we're anticipating and whatnot. And please don't forget, if you want to get links to the skins that are going to become marketable when the new Rust rotation happens, you could go to scmm.app, go to the store section, and we can see here Dragon Rage crossbow marketable next rotation. Okay, I click this link. See that? Marketable. I click the button, and ta-da! I've got the link nice and ready for Dragon Rage crossbow. And as you can see, I've already got all the links nice and ready. So I'm happy, I'm good, I'm prepared. And chat, YouTube, have you been keeping an eye on all the skins on the front page recently? Looks like someone's super eager for frog cosplay. Will it be accepted, or will it be comics? We shall see. We shall see. So, I've gone through front page, I've gone through what we anticipate, I've talked about workshop, I've talked about rotation, I've talked about abnormals, I've done everything that I can. I can breathe. Right, so what are we going to see? Are we going to see Are we going to see most of the skins that are favoured in terms of score that we just saw a minute ago? Or is it going to be a completely random batch? Will we see another extra late pick like we saw last week? Or will all the skins this week be typical picks as well? Who knows? We'll find out in a bit. Right, hello gentlemen, how are we doing? So, no rotation. It's now past midnight in the UK. This has problems. So initially, I remember this happening before a few years back. By default, I would have seen the skins, like the regular skins, they would have become automatically marketable. And we would see listings right now. Well, that hasn't happened. So it looks like the new rule is the regular skins can only... yeah, they can only become marketable when the next Rust rotation has appeared. Fair enough, so that's a lesson learned. But the problem now is, because we haven't had a rotation before midnight in the UK, I'm led to believe now that when we see the next rotation appear, if it does appear within the next hour or 2 hours, or maybe tomorrow on Friday, I don't fully know. The point I'm trying to get across is, we are going to have our abnormal shifted by a day. This means, instead of Wednesday night going on to Thursday night, Thursday morning, so Wednesday evening going on to Thursday 000, you get the idea, going on to midnight, depending where you are in the world. This is now going to be Thursday evening, going on to, it's going to go on to Friday morning instead. So, yeah, it's awkward, isn't it? So that's just a little thing that I wanted to give to you. The abnormals are going to be shifted, and we still have not seen the newest skins. We are, we're depressed. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we will see a Rust rotation happen within the next, I don't know. I'm lost. We don't know what's going on. Oh, help me, please. Right, well, guess we'll just wait and see. Yeah. Well, hello, gentlemen. How you doing? I waited 6.5 hours, and it led to this. But at least we have an answer. Yes. We have now been informed that the rotation has been delayed. I don't know when specifically tomorrow morning is. No time zone given. No idea. So very likely it's going to be early tomorrow, I bet. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. I think I will keep this as a video then, because by all means, you can still watch the stuff I talked about earlier. And then, of course, when this actually comes out, we'll just keep it separate. It's 2 separate videos. But yeah, this is now delayed. And we do know for a fact that abnormals have been shifted. If there are abnormals, you never know. They might not have some. We'll find out, won't we? And I don't know what to expect. So something kept them very busy. Yeah, whatever. So I'm tired. I'm done. And to earn, my apologies. I don't know why you did that cool stuff. I'm very, 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 very sorry about that. I am going to go give him a stern talking to, and maybe a slap, but yeah. Guys, it's all tomorrow. So yeah, let's just wait and see, and I'll make sure I have a video out for that as well. I'm really tired. It's almost 2 o'clock. No, it is 2 o'clock. Is it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that's commitment. Yeah. So, whew, I really hope that doesn't happen again.